Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. Looks like my side cam is not wanting to cooperate today. There we go. Now let's fix one more thing. Hey, there we are. All right. Welcome back, everybody. I've been gone all weekend. We were at TwitchCon this weekend. I got back late last night, so I am pretty exhausted. But I've got a lot of stuff I still need to get done. Hey, C-Bud. Good afternoon. You know what I didn't get was a sponge over here. How's everybody else's weekend been? If you get a weekend, I know not everybody does. Hey, Tully, welcome. So I feel like my voice is kind of squeaky because I've been yelling at people all weekend. Talking louder than we normally would in a busy convention center because we were all wearing masks. And so, yelling to be heard even louder because it feels like you have to speak over the masks. This is the emerald green. I'm doing several different colors today. So I'm doing some of the misty forest. And that's what I'm going to do first. And then we're going to do some of the black glaze. And then I had to mix up a new batch of red. So red and purple. So not together. Red and purple don't go well together. Oh, really? All of your streamers were at TwitchCon. Who else was there that you watch? Yeah, we got to meet quite a few people who watched the stream. We got to meet quite a few viewers. And what was funnier is I met several people who had our pottery who didn't know that we streamed, who were at TwitchCon. Yeah, so... because we had our Poly Studios shirts on. And some people recognize those. There we go. As much as I'm sure everybody loves the red bucket, I don't think we need a close-up of it. Maybe that's where I should start selling ad space on the side of the bucket. You had a furry supervisor of your own because you were cat sitting. Yes. Red bucket emote time, yeah. Though if I was gonna put like an ad space anywhere, it would be on Kiba's rear end, wouldn't it? That's what like seems to get the most screen time.
I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world.
Man, Ian, you missed us. Were you at TwitchCon too? Was I not at the booth when you were there?
I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world.
Oh, okay. Hey, Embry. Yeah, welcome back as well. Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, I got back at 2 o'clock in the morning last night. It's when I finally made it home. And then I had to walk the gauntlet of angry cats. Yeah, you got back late too, yeah. Aw, cats get angry, dogs get sad. That's worse.
I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world. String bass.
I'm gonna mix this up one more time. Yeah, you have 2 corgis, so you get the puppy eyes as soon as you step in the door. If you're gone longer than a few hours, they pounce and like, yeah. Yeah, I console myself with the fact that they act like they've been abandoned if you leave them for an hour, or if I'm like a few minutes late for the cats here at the studio in the morning, they act like they've been abandoned.
I'd like to tell you about the strangest secret in the world.
Hey Dan, good afternoon. Daddy, did somebody keep the Nashville store open while I was gone? No, not this weekend. We had somebody working there while we were at St. James, and we've got somebody there this next weekend while we're in Rhinebeck, but we didn't have anybody to cover like this past weekend, so it was just closed. We always knew October was going to be hard, even before we had these three shows all together. But I've got time to do 2 more glazes. I've got so if I put one in tonight and then one in tomorrow night, we can open it up, and we've got to leave on Thursday to go up to New York. Embry, I'm going to be glazing it next week when I get back. That's all I can do. So far, everything has come out of the bisque except some of the all-purpose bowls, like the ice cream, what we call the ice cream bowls that come with your dinner set. I've got to remake a few of those. But everything else has come through the bisque okay. TwitchCon was good. I thought TwitchCon was good. It felt different than 2019, which I think everything does now. But from my perspective as a vendor in Artist Alley and just kind of observing everybody, Artist Alley was much bigger, and I think almost everybody there was a partner or at least an affiliate, whereas, so it was a bit more organized, a little bit more organized. And it's in a very good spot. So they didn't just put us off in a corner where nobody could find us. They put us kind of in the middle they put us right next to all the meet and greets and the food. So everybody's got to walk by us. And we did really well. Really, really well. It was a really good crowd. And we were trying to describe it I feel like last time a lot of people were like, oh wow, some people came to the Artist Alley because they knew about us and they knew that they wanted to come see the artwork. But we also got a lot of, wow, really? This is on Twitch? Really? Oh, you don't belong here. Shoot, excuse me. Sorry, I could feel a cough coming on. I've lost my voice a little bit because I've been screaming at people for 3 days. Because loud convention center and you can't hear anybody and we're wearing masks, and so. But no, people, like, I felt like they, if they didn't come looking for us, they like accepted us as being like part of Twitch now. It wasn't seen as like, why are you here? But, you know, creative has come a long way. It's not just, you know, like when I first started streaming, you know, we got a lot of people coming in, you know, trolls, but people would come in. It's like, why are you here? This is not gaming. You don't belong here. You know, I got a lot of that in chat. But over the years, you know, it's expanded to be so much more. Twitch is so much more than gaming that people, you know, were just more accepting of us being there and welcoming. So... So from the sales standpoint and just standpoint of people, they're not being, I guess, as much of a hierarchy there. It was really good. There was a lot of the things that I did where there were partners only, like panels and just meetups and talks. So they had things like gaming to non-gaming partner meetup. So we all went in a room together and introduced ourselves and talked about what we streamed and talked about what, you know, if there, a lot of it was artists and musicians saying, hey, we can make things for your channel, or, you know. And it was very interesting, and I laughed about it a lot with everybody, but, you know, the irony of trying to make a convention where you trying to get people who are a whole lot of introverts who are more comfortable being anonymous online or being, you know, by themselves and doing things online because we're more comfortable being by ourselves. Let's put all these people in a building together and make them talk to one another. Yeah, no, we were in a really good location. We were like on the front, we were front center row. Everybody saw us as we came in. There's a little video, if you go to like TwitchCon's like Instagram, I think, there's a little video of the Artist Alley where they just went through and like showed what all was there, and there's a clip of Daniel talking. But yeah, it was kind of funny. Like, there were some meetups that were very structured and some that weren't, and I just laughed at us because they had this meetup. It was like it was a creative meetup. It was, you know, Twitch artist meetup. Okay, good. I'm gonna go to that and just see who's there. And all it was they put us in a room and there was no structure. They're like, here, go talk to one another. And of course, what did we do? We each, you know, as we trickled into the room, everybody sat at a different table. And we just started like minding our own business because that's what we do. We don't want to talk to each other. And so I asked the like staffer who was like scanning everybody's badges. I'm like, is there any structure to this, or we just got to talk to each other? And they're like, oh no, it's just, yeah, we're just here scanning badges. We don't care what you do. And so it was. And so we started to mingle. It was very, I told Daniel, it was so funny that I was the person instigating conversations a lot of the time with things like that, because I went to some of the different meetups and just to see what was happening. And I expected, you know, to be the person sitting in the back, not just listening, and everybody else wanted to do that too. But it is kind of easy to open a conversation with, hey, what do you stream? One thing we're somewhat, you know, a little bit good at is talking about ourselves to a certain extent. But one of the places one of the panels that was actually structured, they knew what they were doing, because they had us, like, they put, this was the artist to the gamer to non-gamer. I keep thinking of it as artists, but it was just non-gamer. It was people who do like IRL streams and just chatting streams, or I don't know what it is. But they gave us different colored stickers, and they made sure that like non-gamers and gamers. There was a good portion of each at a table, and they gave us prompts to ask questions and talk to each other. And then, like every 20 minutes, they're like, "Red stickers, stand up and move to that table." And like they made us, they forced us to mingle, which is what you have to do. So the Moon. So the sheep yarn bowls are going to our show this weekend. We had 3 shows in a row. So next weekend we're going to be after next weekend we're going to be worthless. It's going to be so bad. We're going to be so exhausted. So it was a lot of, for me, networking, which is kind of what I was there for. You know, a lot of the gaming type stuff was not what I was there for, because that's not what I do. I was kind of like wondering, like from a perspective of somebody who was just a consumer, because the badges they had were like partner, affiliate, and community. And so you don't know, as everybody in the community there maybe just starting streaming, or is it just people who want to come and watch the games being played, or you know, experience it all or get into it? So everything there was kind of targeted towards people who want to or already stream. And while there was other content, I wondered like if it would have been a satisfying experience for somebody who was just there to kind of immerse themselves in the Twitch culture. I don't know. Everybody seemed to have a good time. But I think that kind of worked in our favor, because coming to the Artist Alley, we were something to do that you know, it cost to buy things, but it wasn't like it was something to do to meet people. It was kind of like another meet and greet.
Was a man who wanted more, a lonely heart broken and sore. She loved the way he played with fire. He was a lover, not a liar. Hello, Mr. Gentleman, are you home?
Yeah, I did hear of a couple people getting hurt. So that's of course all you hear about on Twitter is somebody getting hurt. It's like, I think it was like, I feel like it was better organized this time than it was in 19, so maybe next year will be better. I don't know. It's every convention is going to have its flaws, but Hirayami, thank you for the follow. Cat videos, thank you for the raid. I had to look at my other thing. I'm like, wait, something happened. Something happened here. Welcome everybody and good afternoon. Now, cat videos, that's my jam. I don't have my cats here. They are being wild cats outside because they have been cooped up for the past week. Minnie might join us here in a minute. Normally I have my cat helpers supervising me, helping me while I'm doing some glazing, but that's what I'm doing today. I am adding color to the pots. They have been fired once, and so I'm dipping them in a base coat, and then we're going to layer other colors on top. You can see a little bit of my glaze chart here in the background. But we were talking about, I just got back from TwitchCon at like 2 in the morning last night. Whoa, you were about to go clean your garage to make space for your kiln by the outlet. Yes! Nice. Did you, I think you just got one? Partrap, thank you for the follow. Neon Shield Maiden. I like that name. Thank you for the raid. We did. We had a good time, and I tell you, it was exhausting. There we go. We're focused now. We were in the artist alley, so we went and actually made money. Yeah, you've had one for a couple years, but never had a place for it until you moved, yeah. I know that feeling. I've got another one in my garage that I need to bring over here that we just have to make some room for. How's the mug making going? Well, right now we're at the process where I'm adding color. So I'm dipping these in a bucket, and I know this looks kind of like a gray, muddy gray right now, but it's going to be a nice emerald green. Actually, the color on the bottom right here, a nice dark green. I think I've got another example of green over here that I can show you. But I do a base coat, and then I do another color around the rim, just to give it a little bit of variation. So this is what most of these are going to look like. This is the Misty Forest. And the emerald green is what is on the bottom here. That's what I'm dipping all of these in. That's what's in the bucket. And then once that dries, I'll layer a couple, probably 2 more layers on top of that, which will be the lighter green on top. Yeah, that one said Accio Coffee. And we have some that say Accio Tea. Yeah, we have a whole line of the Harry Potter themes. So for green, I did the Accio Coffee, and then we also have solid green is going to be the Slytherin mugs. And all of these you can order on our website, and you can pick whatever color you want to on them. These are being made for stock, so I just make them all the same color, and then when we take them to a show, that just keeps things simplified. Let's see what's next. Probably the black. So this glaze looks exactly the same, doesn't it? But I promise it is different. This is the solid black, and it is this color. So the black here on the darker color on the bottom, the glossy black, is what is in the bucket. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to dip several pieces in the solid black, and some of them will have this blue layered on top of them. That is the Starry Night. I think the first thing I'm going to do is a couple of the yarn bowls because they are bigger. So this is one of the large yarn bowls. It's going to be about 8 inches wide when it's done, and it is Star Wars themed. It says, that's no moon, that's my yarn stash. Man, Angie, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I tell you, it was kind of like surreal and a bit of a luxury to have to be able to talk about like streaming and have people know what you're talking about, because at TwitchCon, whoop, careful now. I have to touch that one up a bit, but at least I didn't drop it. See if I got one of my brushes over here. Because, like, you know, we go to so many shows, or at least we used to, or when we talk to people, we're like, yeah, we make all this and we make it live on stream. And most people are like, what's that? Or like, why would I watch that? You know, a lot of people are, you know, they don't know what it means, and it's not something that they're just going to go seek out. But at TwitchCon, people are impressed. They're like, oh, wow, you stream this. They know what that means. So it was kind of refreshing to actually have somebody like appreciate the, you know, the work that goes into streaming something like this. Angie, you always had fun with pottery when you were in school for art classes. Yes. You say just regular like high school and stuff. That's oh yeah, I think that's even more impressive, because I never got to do any of this in high school. It was I didn't take my first class till I was in college. I learned about a few new programs at Twitch, and I learned, well, I just I got some swag, got some partner swag. Has anybody here ever heard of the Twitch Women's Alliance? If you are a female streamer, then you should sign up for it, because it just anybody who's a part of it, they kind of push information our way. They are it is organized by some of the people at Twitch, and they specifically want to push female streamers and give them, you know, more opportunities. Rosnar, yeah, you've always wanted to check out the Artist Alley at TwitchCon. Yes, this year it was really big and it was really good. They organized it well. It was full of Twitch partners and affiliates, whereas in 19 it still had vendors, but it wasn't all Twitch vendors. They kind of just let people come in who wanted to come in, because a lot of people, you know, they ended up having a lot of locals come in at the last minute to fill spots who were just local crafters, instead of having it be mostly about Twitch people. So I don't think they gave everybody really enough time to commit to traveling that far. This time they did, and it worked out really well. And so the more people that, you know, visited, I think there's going to be a much bigger response to it next time. Whether they make it a bigger show floor or not, I don't know, but I think they may be... Oh, no. We had a blowout. See if I can get some of the little pieces out. I don't want that messing up any other pots. Okay. Sure. All right, next. Oh yeah, you made a lot of little things when you were in school. You know what? Everybody starts out making stuff like that. That's like the first things you're able to make. It's the first time you've seen that happen. Yeah, it doesn't happen that often, but it does happen occasionally. Must have been like a weak spot or a air bubble there or something. It is definitely the biggest artist alley I've seen from other shows. Like when you go to like a regular convention, they put Artist Alley somewhere, and Artist Alley is usually cheaper and it doesn't get as much traffic because maybe not everybody is as interested in art as they are in t-shirts and stuffed animals and you know, figurines. But with this, you had like I said that the aisles were constantly packed, whether it was because we were right there with everything else, so people just walked through because it was there, or because people were actually interested. It was nice. And that is one thing. It's like we've done enough other shows, been to them, and you know, as a visitor and also as a vendor, to see, you know, you see the same kind of things at comic shows. You see people selling comics books, you see people selling toys, you see several t-shirt vendors, like dice gaming vendors, like maybe cosplay armor and you know fake swords or whatever. You see all of those things, and with this, the vendor floor, like the big expensive vendor floor, was really, it felt more like an exhibit hall where people were, there wasn't as much stuff to buy. It was consumers. It was like, here, join this drawing to win a computer. You maybe could buy some things, but it was a lot of exposition. So on one hand, we were the only place people had to spend their money. You had a lot of the, in the expo hall, you had a lot of maybe streamers selling their own brand of things, some of the big streamers selling their own brand of t-shirts, but there wasn't like a turtle tee or a Stylin' Online or anything. They're just selling pop culture tees or even just video game related tees. So I think that for me that's very interesting, that there was like such a big gap in this two sales floors. And I think they were originally going to have some of the people who were selling their own t-shirts be in the Artist Alley, but it ended up being, I think they were afraid there would be too much of a line, honestly, for some of the bigger people, and so they put them in where there was more room in the exhibit hall. What, Amazon Prime set up a theater and we're showing the first 2 episodes of The Rings of Power all weekend, and had people coming in and talking about, you know, set design, character inspirations, and just talking about different aspects of making it. I got a new Twitch blanket. But now that I say that, like, what happened to the other one I had? Maybe I took it home and washed it and never brought it back. But there was like a purple Twitch blanket we got one time, and I gave it to Kiba. I let him sit on it. And Daniel's like, you're not giving this one to the cat. I'm like, he's the pro streamer. He's the one everybody asked about. People asked, did you bring Kiba? No. Not gonna listen to him scream for 2,000 miles in the car. Yeah. There was some people there with their service dogs, but that's a completely different thing. Cats don't tend to travel well unless you like train them to do it from a kitten. One does not simply walk into TwitchCon, yeah. So we had our little like crocheted plushie of Kiba there. People kept trying to buy it. Maybe we need to have a little like plushies manufactured. What do you think? Kiba and mini plushies? And maybe angel tucks? Maybe we should do that. But there was a person doing little crocheted, anything. She had scarves. She had like a lot of like crocheted Pokeballs and the little like square chickens from Minecraft. A lot of little like gaming related things like that. And she was making a killing. And then she was restocking her stuff there, just crocheting more as she went on. So it was awesome. Size so that they fit in a mug. Yes. I wouldn't even know how to go about doing something like that. But my thing though is with the Minnie would come with a lizard. Yeah, and Kiba would be like Grumpy Cat. He would be the moderately angry cat that we all know and love, instead of being like artificially happy. Because he does. He just like looks so stern. Alright, I think that might be all we need for the black. I'm sure I'll come across something else. Because I've glazed so many other of the black pieces so far. Wait, no. No, there's more. Okay. There's more, never mind. What color should the bunnies be? Should they be Arizona Sunrise or Starry Night? The sheep are sweet pea, so green, blue, and purple. The alpaca are going to be green. So maybe these should be blue. These are a little Angora bunny. Fluffy bunny. Got a few of the 10-ounce mugs I'm doing with this, just so I'll have a lot of, I didn't make a lot of them on purpose, just have a lot of extras from previous orders. So fluffy. I know. They're like a little, they're tribbles with ears.
It's so easy. It's so easy to fly.
Who here did this one? This was somebody ordered this on stream, and so that's why I have the stamp. Because I normally do that's what I do. I knit and I know things, but this one is crochet and I know things. Somebody here asked for it. I'll have to go look it up and see who it was. I've got things for mostly knitting, but then I've got crocheting and spinning and weaving and quilting. This is one of our tankards. So Raven, we are going up to Rhinebeck, New York this weekend. Upstate New York, close to where Angry Orchard is. Keep saying we're going to go up there every year, but we never do because we're exhausted by the time we get done with the show and everything. Yes, it is 16 hours away. After this week, though, after this weekend, it'll be like a short trip. It'll feel like nothing. Highland Falls. Yeah, I don't know where that is. Yeah, the only place I've been in upstate New York is Rhinebeck. I've been there twice now. This will be our 3rd year. I mean, my 3rd year. I think Daniel's 4th. Because he did the first show without me. Because the first year we were up there, we were just had like a one display in somebody else's booth. Now we actually have our own booth. 2 booths. It's the town next to West Point Military Academy. Gotcha. Now we're done with the black. I think I'm going to do red next. I've got to see what I did with the red. Back here. I covered it up. I made a new batch and then I covered it up. You have been to Poughkeepsie. That's where our hotel is, because I've had to figure out how to spell Poughkeepsie, and which is not as hard. It kind of looks like it sounds, but so that's like right across the river from the Rhinebeck area. All right, I am going to see how thick this is with one of these. But yeah, that's where we're going. It's supposed to rain a little bit, but hopefully it won't be too bad. We'll be outside. It's another outside show. It was the weather was so odd for me in San Diego, because it was it wasn't raining at all, which was good, but I guess that's kind of normal there. They don't get a lot of rain. But it was humid because you're right next to the ocean. But I'd never experienced humidity that makes you cold like that. Like, I felt the humidity and I expected to start sweating. I expected to, need to take off my jacket and to want to wear like flip-flops and stuff. But then I'm getting chilly. Why do I need chapstick? Well, I feel humidity. Why am I drying out? It's it was an experience. But the temperature wasn't that different than it is here. Yeah, different weather. The only time Daniel had rain the entire way there was in New Mexico. The only time he experienced rain was in the desert. I didn't never check to see if the hot air balloon festival there actually rained out, but JFG Woodworking, hello. This is red. So, can you see the red? There. Now you can see the red. So it's the right there. Solid red, and then the fire and ice there is what some of these are going to be. That's what this one's going to be. I'm just glazing a little bit of the outside first, and then I'll glaze the inside. Maybe I should do the inside first. Where is my measuring cup? It's got some of the red stain in it from where I was mixing this up. Yeah, this is a glaze where you can actually see what it's you can kind of tell it's going to be red. It's going to be you know, a bright cherry red compared to what it is now, but the stain makes it look kind of like a pastel or just a powdery version of what it is. Hey Minnie, did you decide to come in and see me? Come on. Yes. Come on. Oof. Ooh, you've been rolling in the weeds, cat. Oof. Just make yourself comfy. Just make yourself comfy, honey. Time for a cuddle break. Sorry, no more pots. Just cats. Cat petting. I need to get a mini plushie, a mini crocheted plushie. I got a Kiba one. You can't leave if you're attached, yeah. Making sure we have that 2% cat fluff in every piece at every stage. There you go. Got paw prints, yep. We've got some Gryffindors. The only color that didn't sell out was Hufflepuff. So I may have made extra of those because I thought they would be the popular one. Oh, this one has something in it. I thought it was just a little something on the surface. I guess I'll be doing that with a hole in it. It's like, see, something was in there, and I don't know what it was, but it was something hard and in there pretty deep. Megan, hey, thank you for the raid. Sorry, I was doing surgery. I was trying to pick at something that was in the edge of the mug. So, like, I could fire this fine. It's just gonna have a divot in the rim. So I'm gonna set it aside for a while. Hold on to your crafts. I thought it said hold on to your cats at first, and I was doing that a while ago. And there she is again. Yeah, that works too. TwitchCon was good, but I am exhausted. I got back at about 2 o'clock in the morning this morning, and Daniel's driving back. But it was good. It was worth going to. We, you never know. But they had a good artist alley. It was better organized than it has been in the past, and people came and they bought things. So I'm restocking for our next show that we will leave for on Thursday. So I've got time to make another 2 glazes. One tonight and one tomorrow night, and then we'll head out again. The divot adds character. Not everybody likes character, though. Oh, I guess I forgot to put wax on this one. Whoops. Isn't it over here somewhere? Let me check the others now. So Megan, did you see like the pictures of Artist Alley? Like they did a little video walkthrough of Artist Alley. The TwitchCon posted on one of their pages. The Twitch mugs that we made, we did mod check mark, if you remember right. They turned out nice with the solid green. No, the mod check mark was purple. The mod sword is green. The check mark is purple, and the VIP was pink. And then Okay. All right, be right back. Meaning, come up here. You making biscuits? You're entertaining everybody while I'm gone. Maybe one day you'll go to TwitchCon. Yes. The more the merrier. I think next year they're going to have a lot more people applying for the Artist Alley. It's because it kind of showed this year that it was people could make money at it. People attended, because when you think of an Artist Alley for a show, you don't always think of that's where the money's going to be. You know, it's usually the place that doesn't get as much attention. But I was saying earlier that this was the exhibit hall was just that. It was exhibits. It was, look at this new stuff. Here, you can win it, or here, play this game to win something. It was a lot of give us your information and you know, entertainment and exhibition. Demos, but not a lot of things that people could buy, like not a lot of t-shirts or just stuff that people could buy related to games. It wasn't that. It wasn't a vendor floor. So I think a lot of people came and spent their money in Artist Alley. Amy, oh my gosh, thank you so much, everybody. What a day. This is like a crazy Monday, crazy raid Monday. Welcome. Yeah, and good afternoon. Welcome, everybody. If you're new to the channel, my name is Amanda, Play in the Mud here on Twitch. Today, we are glazing pieces. We've made everything here live on stream, and these have been fired once so that I can dip them in the glaze without them breaking. But that's what we're doing today. We're applying color to the pots. What is in the bucket right here is going to be the red that you see on the glaze chart behind us here. It's going to be that bright cherry red. Maybe not as red as my bucket. Amy, I'm doing good. I am exhausted because I got back at 2 o'clock in the morning this morning. from the airport. And then had to walk the gauntlet of cats to get to bed. And there's another one. The studio ninja was keeping everybody fed and watered. I'm coming. You're not gonna like it though. Minnie's up there. Come here. Everybody asked about Kiba. We had our little crocheted Kiba that somebody sent us. We brought that with us, so Kiba could be there in spirit. Oh, let go. There you go. Kira, hello. Yes, I was at TwitchCon. We were in the artist alley. I went around and did a lot of the meet and greets and went to some of the panels. And I was recommended the Artist Alley to everybody. Everybody was selling stuff, and I think more variety of stuff there, the better. The overwhelming majority was people selling prints and then like enamel pins, lapel pins, and keychains. So I think some of the artists that did, there was an overwhelming majority of like the same type of anime style, and I think, but that's what you're gonna see when you see a lot of people like drawing, drawing and painting. You're going to see a lot of that. So I feel like that market was flooded, and they maybe didn't. I think everybody said, I don't think I heard anybody say they didn't do well, but some maybe didn't do as well as they wanted to because of that. But of course, nobody else there had pottery. And people that were selling something more unique, like I know the leather worker that was there was doing well. I got some like hair sticks and leather accessories from them, and they had like leather dice trays and I think some like cosplay accessories. What else do they have? There was somebody there crocheting. There was a couple people there crocheting different things. Like one of them was like crocheting like Pokeballs and like little like some of the Minecraft characters. There was just things that had mass appeal. Really? Hey, hello. You saw tons of anime watching streams from the con. What do you mean by that? Like people streaming the watching of different anime? Yeah, I mean, there's so much that went on there that I didn't even know about. I didn't go to the concerts or anything. Because I was exhausted. Kiba, I was going to put the mug there. Amy, yeah, have a good evening. And thank you again for the raid. Hey, Yarnia. There's 2 cats. Yeah, you looked away for a second and now there's 2. Plus, I can feel my voice going. My voice is gone. There's no feeling about it. It's already gone. I just feel it get a bit more squeaky every once in a while. Come on, Kiba. Tread the obstacle course. Good sales. Good sales. We if we had brought more, we could have sold more, but we didn't know the combined effects of having 3 shows in a row plus, you know, we took our smaller car out there, so we didn't. You know, it's one of those shows we didn't know if we'd sell anything.
It's all the ones in house at midnight. He's trying to call out her name, but his love is still too far away. It's all the ones in after struck at midnight.
Well, we got to see a lot of people in person that we'd only talked to. I see a lot of Twitch staff that we only you know, ever knew their screen names. Happy crafting, yeah, lurk away. You're becoming yawny. I see what you did there. Close up of Kiba Fluff. So I heard about some incidents, like if you look at Twitter, like you think that like TwitchCon was just like a huge mess. It was organized for what it was. Like they had panels. Some of the finding things was a little bit confusing, but once you figured it out, it was good. They had apparently had a couple of safety incidents that was not entirely, I'd say, Twitch's fault, but you know, it happened at TwitchCon, so they're responsible for it. Somebody injured their back. They had a like a gladiator ring. Did anybody see that? The gladiator ring they had, where they had you go up and they would record you, and you go fight, knock each other into a foam pit. And people were doing it all weekend, and it was like the foam pit was only probably like a foot deep of just foam cubes. So it wasn't something like that you could just, like an adult could belly flop on and you know, not hurt themselves. But I don't know what disclaimers they told people, you know, when they were going in, like, do not jump off. But somebody did. Somebody just like, I'd seen people, like, when I was walking through, like, you know, just, like, fall off and kind of just, like, fall over into it, and I guess that's what it was meant for, but somebody just took, like, a flying leap and just jumped into the pit, and they landed on their tailbone. They landed on their butt, and they apparently fractured their back. Yeah, better to have a close-up of fluff than butt, yeah. So that's all you hear on Twitter is about the broken back. So I don't think we'll see that next year. But there was more than one. Like, Wendy's was apparently a sponsor, and they had, like, a thing where you did the same thing. They had, like, a French fry battle where you had, like, a giant French fry, and you hit each other with it. So there's a lot of, like physical activities like that, a lot of like game demos and stuff, and you know, anything related to streaming you could find there. So I thought I heard that somebody dislocated their knee or something, but I don't know what about that. I don't know where, who, or why, or when, and how. They had some arcade machines. They had them set up in one of the hallways, which was fun. Oh yeah, maybe the foam pit had more than one issue, and that's it. Yeah. I got to see. Did anybody watch Chris C. Not Bush make that the chocolate milk sculpture? I got a picture of it. I got to go up and see it. They had it on display, and it looked really good. It was called Fastest Hands, and they had basically a like Simon Says type game up there where you go and see who could do it the fastest, and the top winner got the trophy and then something else. I think a PlayStation. Oops, wax. Looking to make sure that I'm about to glaze this thing red and it needs to be red. Oh my goodness, come on. For the mugs that have the sweater on them. I'm going to wait on that one until I can find it. But this one, so it has the sweater texture wrapped around it, and on some of the bottoms you can see it a little bit easier. I have the mug, the way I normally make it. I roll out the thin slab of clay that is the same thing I use for the medallions, so it's still very, very thin. I press the sweater texture into this. I have a big texture mat of this texture that we made, and so rub that or press that into the clay and then cut it to size and wrap it around the mug. So some of these have more pleats on the bottom than others. And then, so it makes the mug like a little bit heavier, but honestly, like my mugs are so light, it's not that big of a deal. The tricky bit when making these is to make sure you don't have any air bubbles left on this texture because you're putting it over the mug. Any little air bubbles will cause a crack. And then I wrap it around in the area where the two ends meet. I just make buttons. Instead of trying to hide it or trying to smooth it out, I just make it look like it's the front of the sweater. So I was going to make my other double bowl here, the fire and ice. I've got Starry Night, Sweet Pea, and maybe Stormy Skies, I think, the gray one. It was either going to be green or red, and I think I like red better. Except I also need to wax it. I just missed everything over here. But yeah, like TwitchCon was really interesting from a lot of different perspectives. But one thing that I chuckled about that was that, you know, some people stream because they're extroverts and they need that other human interaction, and that's the personality type. It's what a lot of people get into it for, especially during the pandemic. A lot of people started streaming because they, you know, had no other way of human interaction, right? But a lot of us are introverts, and we don't really know what to do in a crowd of people. We kind of like get, you know, fold in on ourselves in a crowd. Maybe we feel more comfortable talking and controlling a conversation when we're by ourselves. We are not the one, like I know I'm personally not the one usually to speak up in a crowd of people because, you know, I'm usually just there to kind of observe, and that's just my nature. But you put a whole group of people like that in one room and expect them to mingle and talk to each other, and we don't. We just sit there and look at our phones. Oh, it didn't show up. Where's it? Haha, there they are. And look at the other screen for it to show up. Need to turn on our Halloween emotes again. Forgot about that. But yeah, I told Daniel at one point, like, because I went to a lot of the meet and greets, the kind of networking, and like one of them was like a gamer to non-gamer meetup. I thought that'd be interesting, or like, you know, Twitch admins to partner meetup. You know, there was a lot of special just partner meetups and stuff like that. And so that's kind of what I would go to and just talk to people and see how other people did things. And some of them were good and well organized, and some of them were like just not at all. Like one of the best ones, and I thanked the person afterwards because that put it together, because it was really well done. They had us like they gave you a sticker, like red was gamers and blue was non-gamers, and they gave you a sticker and they made sure that like the red and blue stickers were mingled properly, and so we weren't all sitting with with our own kind and not talking to one another, which is what we were want to do, right? And then like they gave us prompts, questions to ask each other, go around the table and just, conversation starters. And then they made us, like every 20 minutes, they made us get up and move and talk to other people. Just letting this dry. But so I was telling Daniel that like I don't know what, like how I've managed this. How am I the person that sparks a conversation? Because I'm like, well, we're here to talk to each other. We might as well let's go. And it's kind of easy to start a conversation when you kind of all have that one thing in common. Oh, what do you stream? And instead of just going around like answering the question of the prop, if somebody like said something, I would pick up on that and start conversations. But it was so unlike me. Of course, I was probably the only person in the entire building that didn't have like a bright color in my hair. I did feel a bit out of place. Talking to people, ew. And for a lot of people, this is the first maybe big event they've gone to since the pandemic. But for the most part, I notice people being like very polite and courteous to one another. I'm sure there were examples of people not doing that, but for the most part I did. Raven, hello. Yeah, it's great seeing you at TwitchCon, and nice to see us in action. Yes, this is what I do. Yeah, I got back at 2:00 in the morning this morning, and we've got another show this weekend, so I've got to put some more things in the kiln, which is what this is for. I'm applying color to the pots because that is the last stage. Most everything takes about 2 weeks of time to get everything done, so I've been doing everything in stages and kind of glazing what I needed to for each show. Mink, the drawing researcher, thank you for the follow. October is con season. I don't know about con season because that tends to be all year round. But October is show season because people are just starting to think about Christmas, and there's a lot of people that may have fall break for their kids, or it's just it's the traditional fall festival time. So everything is always scheduled in October, so our shows tend to be like situated in like the springtime, like April, May, and then October. So we have 3 shows in 3 weekends, which is not easy to do. busy, busy season, yes. And this kind of like fuzzy lump over here is one of my cats. She's finally forgiven me for leaving. The glaze that I've got here in the bucket is going to be the solid red. So when it's when it goes through the kiln, it's going to be this color right here. Oops, I missed a little bit. Let's let that dry for a second. Now, like, I've already got some that are going to be that red color, so I'll have an extra, but what I kind of meant to do was the Sedona glaze, which was only dipping half of it. Hello, have a good night. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. And hey, Cartoon Man, good afternoon. Yeah, welcome to the studio, everybody. Well, whatever time zone you're in, wherever you are in the world. Minnie, thank you for the follow. That's our cat's name. Her name is Minnie. Minerva. So for this, I want to dip it like this. Where did my sponge go now? Yeah, at TwitchCon, Daniel got to geek out over a couple people that he knew. They came up to see us. So who was it? I almost ran over somebody that was important. Was it Amaranth? Y'all know the name? She's probably most known for like being a hot tub streamer, but she's but I was just like wandering through, like trying to get somewhere, and then all these sudden people started like just stopping in front of me, and I like almost tripped over myself trying not to like run into somebody, and it was her, but she's also like this tall, and so like I wasn't paying attention. Oh, really? She ended up not finding her? She was signing autographs, I want to say Sunday morning? And that's when she was just wandering through the artist alley by her, you know, probably with a handler that I didn't notice, but yeah, it's like I don't know who everybody is. I know who very few people are to recognize them by their screen names, but some of them I did recognize. I got it. What did I get? I got a TwitchCon Magic the Gathering playmat. Because there was a release of the of a set this past weekend. Didn't get to play any Magic. I just got some of this stuff. That's another thing. It's like we talked about, like people coming to the artist alley and not really being surprised that we were there. Like in 19 and in previous years, I felt like, you know, even sometimes people would come into chat and it's like, why are you here? It's supposed to be for video games. Why are you doing this? And it kind of felt like that in some aspects in 19. Not everybody, of course, but sometimes people would just be like, oh really? This is on Twitch, really? And but it was much more accepting and I forget, like Daniel used a word to describe it. People were more like used to us being there. Just depressed. Hey, good afternoon. But also there was like, you know, they had a room for tabletop games. They had a place where they were doing demos of board games and you could play Magic. There was a couple different like card games they were demoing and I thought that was really cool. They were always busy. They always had people in there. So maybe they can get a bigger room next time. Like they sold out of all of their Magic events they were doing. I think because they had a limited space, they limited the amount they could do. Oh yeah, yeah. Twitch has branched out a lot of since gaming. Lots of artists and musicians here now. Musicians. Yep. Really? See, I mean, so on one hand, I thought the event staff were very good and very helpful, and I never had a problem with them, and I thank them profusely whenever I was got help. But I was also walking around with a partner badge, and I was in Artist Alley. I was an exhibitor, so they may have treated me a little bit differently than they would have treated somebody just walking around, like maybe bumping into something and trying lost. Dealing with a crowd is, crowd control is never fun because, nobody treats you with respect when you're telling them what not to do, So I can see that. But they were there, they were easy to see, easy to find, and that was a big deal. So when you needed somebody to help you, then, there was somebody there. And they, event staff are in the same boat as streamers. None of us see each other. Most of the event staff that I talk to are like, I came to this. I don't even, I don't work at headquarters. I work remotely, so I don't never leave my house. And so now they were thrown into the job of crowd control when we're never around anybody. I can equate online trolls to you have the same. I think people have the same mentality when they get into if you have an angry crowd, if people are upset for some reason, or if they think they're anonymously talking to somebody that's not letting them through the gate they want to get into, or telling them to form a line. That's when people get rude and obnoxious because they think that nobody's going to know that there's no accountability there. So yeah. I can see a lot of people being idiots. Oh, you found us through the Moxie clip. Okay. I've seen us on a couple of different ones. Which one is that? Which one is the Moxie clip? Because pretty much anybody walking through Artist Alley saw us because we were right there in front. And a lot of people did come by and ask, if permission, if they could take pictures and record, and make a little video and about what they're doing. Hey, Campster. For these, instead of dipping the whole thing in the glaze, I was just dipping the inside and the outside to kind of help it dry faster. Let one side dry and then the other. Good morning, Minnie. Hey, Knitter Girl, good afternoon. Oh, Goose, hey, you got your mug and pumpkin, good. See, now I can't even remember when I shipped those out. It was like everything is blurring together. I don't know who, when, where, why we are. We were waking up at like 4 o'clock in the morning out in California because we were on Central Time, and hopefully we didn't acclimate to it, because then this next weekend we're going to be on Eastern Time. Oh, really? Today's your Thanksgiving, Knitter Girl. Well, happy Thanksgiving. Hope you've got a lot of good food to eat. I can't see how far. Like, I can't see the line on the other side, so I keep missing it. Oh, you didn't get to go to turkey dinner this year because you don't drive, so oh. Wonder if the turkey supply is as hard to come by in up there as it is here. My mother's in the food industry, and she says I like don't expect to have turkey this year for Thanksgiving. Or at least don't expect there to be a surplus of turkeys. If you want one, get it early. All right, hold on just a second, guys. I need to take a phone call. So I just had a person call me saying that they had just missed a call from my number. So I'm afraid that somebody has gotten a hold of our phone number and is using it for telemarketing or scam purposes. I need to see Underground. Underground, are you here? Or Wacklet? Didn't this happen to you? Where somebody was using your phone number? Has anybody ever had that happen to them? Well, it's like, yeah, I don't know how to block something when they're using, like, making it seem like it's my number, you know? And it's our Google number, it's not my cell phone number. Yeah, you just get a bunch of calls from shady numbers. Yeah, I do too. Never gotten one from the Chinese consulate. That's a new one on me. Although, honestly, mostly anymore, they're just like nothing. I guess maybe waiting to see if you'll say something. Aren't those ones that are just trying to capture your voice or something? So, honestly, like this one was a number from our website, so we, that's why I answered it. But obviously somebody's like hacked it. But if it's a number I don't know, I usually just don't say anything for a few seconds to see if somebody says something to me. Let's do this one.
One is the number that I love. Two, I love it, but I'm better off as one. Three is the crowd I don't fit in. Four and five, it's all like 6 and 7 and 8 and 9. All I need is me, myself, and I. All I need is me, myself, and I.
I'm gonna make myself pass out there.
So give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, no point in trying, I won't let you in. Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up, no point in trying, I won't let you in. Boom, ba da ba, baby, boom, ba da ba, hey. Boom, ba da ba, baby, boom, ba da ba, hey. Boom, ba da ba, baby.
Well, so you've gotten to the point if you see someone obviously trying to sell you something outside your door, you don't even open the door. Oh, yeah, yeah. I heard somebody talking about that, like it's become a generational thing. It's like we don't open doors anymore. Like, you know, it depends on your neighborhood. If you know your neighbors and somebody comes to your door, you might open your door. But people say used to, maybe people, we mingled more. People come over, you know, knock on your door. Just show up, you open the door, you know, hang out for the night. Now, like, if somebody actually knocks on your door, then it's, you run and hide. Knocking on random doors is not even considered safe anymore. I don't even think, like, Girl Scouts are allowed to do that. Okay, before I put the red away, I know something in here needed to be bloody, I think. Here it is. See if there was anything else. Oh yeah. The exterminate. Yeah, as a kid, yeah. Maybe it's like different with kids too. Like, yeah, you'd walk up to everybody's house and just walk in. But we had like, and my brother says that's what his kids do with their neighbors because they know them and they just like, kids can walk in and hang out with each other. But that's what we did as kids because I feel like I grew up like kind of in a unique situation where I had like lived on the same street as my grandmother. And so we were a couple doors down from her, so we just, walk down there and go see her. And our neighbor wasn't the same thing. Like the first two houses were older couples, and the next two houses were their kids. So, like, our neighbors, we all grew up next to our grandparents, and so we all had two sets of grandparents because we would just walk into each other's houses, and... And it was just a thing, yeah. And I think my mother, like, that lives on the street, she tries to foster that, but there's, like, she tries to go around and, help people know each other, but I feel like she just gets, she gets kind of discouraged because she feels like she's kind of like the crazy lady of the neighborhood sometimes, but, so some people like it and do it, but I think she gets her feelings hurt when not everybody is as, like, receptive to her trying to make it more of a community space. Yeah, your neighbors, you just fight over parking spots, yeah. I mean, I can't say anything now. I don't know my neighbors. Except for the person who always gets all of our mail. I don't know my neighbors. I missed a spot right there. Thinking about what color to do next. I may do the purple because I think it's over here. I think purple is what's underneath the red. Yeah, your dad used to live on the block behind his granny, his mom. Yeah. See, as an adult, I can see that being a good thing and a bad thing. But I know in the situation of my parents in that area, like my grandparents, like were on like the corner lot, and it was their farmland is what it was, and so they sold it off in lots when they moved on to other things. And so the first lot was their friends, and so those two had the best friends living right next to them, and then their kids and sold some of them around there. And one of the last lots that they just probably just never got rid of because it was not the best lot. My parents took it and then built a house there. It's something else I always think of when we were first buying a house and figuring out what things cost and how to do it all. And what my grandparents built that house in like the late 60s. And my mother's like, just think about this. They spent $6,000 building that house. That's what it cost to build a house in the late 60s. And she's like, and the neighbors could not believe they spent so much on a house. Like, how could you find enough to spend $6,000 on a house? That was the like mentality of it all. Anyway, it's regular like 1960s like ranch style home or whatever, single story thing. Like a mansion, just normal house. Yeah. But it was very 1960s style, very much. You like use the inflation calculator websites to figure those things out, yeah. Oh, really? That actually seems very reasonable. Like $60,000 today. So something seems a bit wrong there. Yeah, you can't build a house for that now. Even pre-pandemic, you can't build a house for that. Oh no! You preheated your oven, but you forgot to put the lasagna in. I think the next time I do lasagna, I'm gonna put it in like individual bowls so it doesn't take as long to cook, and see if that helps. Yeah, a loaf pan or an individual like a smaller casserole dish like you would get at a restaurant, because that's what they do at a restaurant, right? They just put it in its own little dish and heat it up. Give me more. Oh, no, I see it. Okay. It just didn't. I didn't see it in chat. I'm so sorry about that. Need to look over here. Give me more. Thank you so much. Thank you for the 14 months. Didn't see it in chat, but I had to look over at my alerts. Oh, Kim, I don't know. Do you really want to go down that wormhole? I mean, it's just gonna make you mad. Give me more. TwitchCon was good. It really was. I got back at like 2 o'clock this morning, so I'm exhausted. But it was good. It was well worth going. I was laughing all weekend at all of us introverts who just want to sit in the back of the room and observe, being forced to interact with one another. Because one of the meetups I went to was the artist meetup. And so as we all trickled into the room, like everybody like sat at their own table, and we start looking at our phones. I'm like, we're doing good. We're doing good. We specifically all came here. We knew it was an artist meetup. And here we all are. Not interacting and not meeting up. Oh yes, yeah, I didn't see it on Twitter until later, but everybody was talking about it, yes. There was a lot of, I think there's a little bit of blame on both sides. I think they should have, sometimes you just have to sit there and tell everybody, don't jump off. It's so that you can have a softer landing if you are knocked off of the platform. And she just did like a flying jump kick and just, leaped into the thing and landed on her rear end and busted her back. But yeah, that foam pit was not meant to be jumped into. Let me see if there's anything else over here that needs to be purple. Oh, purple. Minnie, you want to be purple? I think that was about it. Jade and iron and then pink. I mean, I guess things could always be worse. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I don't know what signage there was because I never went over to the thing. I mean, I saw people in it constantly. There were lines all weekend for it because it was a, it was like a gladiator, knock each other off type thing. And I saw kids, just falling over into the foam pit, and so it served some type of purpose, but was not meant to be leaped into. Yeah, it was a shallow. It was only really like maybe a foot or two deep, if that. Probably just like a foot deep, just enough for the foam hunks. Oh, welcome back. But yeah, there was. the person, like, of course, you heard different things throughout. Or somebody said, well, first of all, she injured her back, but she was able to move and walk away. She was able to get away. And then, but she was in a lot of pain. So, like, at first, people said that she had fractured something, whether, you know, fractured tailbone is no joke. And I know that type of pain. But, and then it ended up saying that she had, like, had surgery for something. But so I don't know what, you know, what ended up happening. But I don't think there's going to be those type of physical games next year, or if there are, then what should have happened is, like, for any type of physical game like that, I remember somewhere seeing a company that made, like, a human claw where they would put you in a harness and lower you down, and you know, you could grab something out of the pit, you know, and try to grab something, and they made you sign your life away. You know, it's like, if something is hurt, it's your fault, not ours. You know, you've got to do that because if something can go wrong, it will, you know. But yeah, if they were going to do a pit, then it should have been deeper. Another company was doing a pit as well. There were 2 of those where you could, like, gladiator fight. I think the other one was windy, so I don't know if they had anybody hurt or not. You'd think they would over-prepare, but you know, the way a lot of these things go is somebody's like, hey, I've got an idea, let's do this. Okay, let's, you know, they always think somebody else is taking care of the important stuff. Or no, I didn't go to the live shows, no. I didn't go to, like, the concerts or anything. Daniel was watching. He had up on his iPad, like, the Twitch Rivals that was going on downstairs while we were at the booth. Yes, I mean, somebody could have. I can trip over my own feet and break my leg. You know, I'm pretty sure I can do that. But that was there was the perceived safety net there, and it just wasn't there. Yeah, camp, have a good supper. You have a kitty on your lap. Mine have abandoned me. Yeah, I heard somebody hurt their knee as well, but I don't know if it was the same thing or just an accident that happened. Wicked Wonder, hello. Good afternoon. Or good evening now, since it's after 6. My supervisor, yeah, decided her shift was over, yes. She's delegating from afar. She's waiting by the treat box saying, I haven't had treats. She's telling me, I haven't had treats in 5 days, woman. Though I'm pretty sure she has. I actually forgot to ask the studio ninja, but I'm pretty sure she did.
Sun clouds in the sky, blue light in your eyes, feelings never lie. Why are you so shy? Sun clouds in the sky, blue light in your eyes, feelings never lie. Why are you so shy?
We got 2 more mugs, and then I need to glaze some buffalo, some bison. Maybe she's purr testing. I like that one. I haven't used that one before. Shouldn't it be like hissing? Because a protest would be more like a hiss. Hissing? I can't even do it. I don't think that's a good one. Pro-hissing? hysterical. Yes. Alright, there we go. I need another brush besides that one. I need one that's more fine than that. Oh no, yeah, those loud, annoying meows, the yowls. You were dealing with that earlier with your cat Chili when you had a guest over. He wanted pets, and you have really short nails, so you can't give him the chin scratches like your guest could with her long fingernails. Ooh. It's like, I didn't know y'all could grow claws, too. That's broken. That's probably why it was over there. Where was Steve at? So this is one of our little bison. Just trying to fill him in. I'm gonna make his face black underglaze, so it'll be matte versus the shiny of the glaze.
again. Never mind the rain. Jump on that blue train. Sun will shine again. On the run again. Never mind the rain. Jump on that blue train. Sun will shine again.
Okay. I think we got most of that. We'll put a second layer on it. And then I'll make the horns, like I'll put some black on it and then wipe it off, so they'll be just have a little bit of color, but then the face will be the matte black with and then blue eyes. Exiled Vixen, hey, thank you for the resub. Good evening.
With a little bit of luck, I will make it back alive. Full speed ahead, living life on overdrive. Busy doing nothing and nothing keeps me busy. Pull from left to right and it's making me dizzy. Nothing in my pockets, I've been rinsed dry. Man wants the money, got to find an alibi. Urban life in concrete chains, certain nothing else remains. Tell me there is more to come in this mundane life. Show me where to find the fun between the black and white. Push me to my limits, shake the laws of physics.
Okay, now for the hair.
Boundaries, stretch ambition, conquer the world with your vision. Don't take no for an answer. Fuel the fire inside ya. Take the role you were born to play. Give it all you got. Come on, May. All that baggage that been weighing you down. You are on the road to an early breakdown. Waste the present on the past, 'cause the
I think
past
that's
is
it.
always present. Future's on hold.
Lassa, hey. And Wicked Wonder, good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Let your mind unravel, you got nothing to lose. Urban life in concrete chains, certain nothing.
And Gibson, thank you for the follow. TwitchCon was good. I am tired right now because I got home at 2 o'clock this morning. Daniel's still driving. But TwitchCon was good. It was well worth the trip. I guess I've been saying it's funny to watch what happens when you put hundreds of introverts in the same building and force them to interact with one another from the streamer perspective. Is what I did. We were selling stuff, but I also went to a lot of the like partner meetups or different types of meetups with different groups. And they made us talk to each other. I don't think I need that one quite yet. You feel that? Yeah, when you went back in 2016. I bet it was different in 16. I've only been in 19 in this one. But the Artist Alley was great. I mean, I think it's going to be even bigger next year. I think they're going to have a lot more people interested in it next year as far as being exhibitors.
Certain nothing else remains.
But yeah, some of the meetups were like here, come to this room and talk to one another. And it was funny because we would, you know, as we trickled in to the room, everybody just sits at their own table and looks at their phone. Like, okay, we're here to talk. There's not any structure here. What do you do? But it was kind of, it is easy to start a conversation with, hey, what do you stream? Some of them were better, though. They would put us at tables, and they'd say every other person stand up and move to the next table after 20 minutes. And they made us mingle. They knew what they had to do. How'd you get up here? Oh, I guess you jumped, stair-stepped on the buckets. I know, buddy. Me getting all the pets. So I've got everything with a layer on it. I'm going to be just layering colors on top of it, on top of the first layer, and then putting these in the kiln for tonight. So I think I can start with, I think I started with the green ones. I think I did, and I'll put a fan on them to help them dry out. Mini butt. But I think a good time was had by all, if not most. Like, if you look on Twitter, all you see is drama, but it was good. A pet, he expected a pet. Did you see his face? He was like preparing to be petted, and then I went over to her. Sorry, buddy. I know we're shocking each other. I'm sorry. I came, like, that's one thing being in San Diego, coming off of the humidity of summer in Kentucky. I was drying up. I needed my chapstick. Though it was like, it was humid out there, I still needed my jacket. It was like such a disconcerted feeling for me. Like, I could feel the humidity, but I was also cold, and I was comfortable in a hoodie. I'm like, I don't know how this is supposed to work. Why is it doing this? And of course, I've been yelling at people for 3 days because in a mask and it was so loud in there that you're screaming all the time. You can't just talk. Which reminds me, like, I really need to get one of those little like personal amplifiers that I see in some gaming areas. I saw them a lot at Gen Con and at Origins. I think I saw them first at Origins, but like, anybody who's doing a game demo where you had to walk around different tables, they had this little like mic amplifier that just made it where you could talk in a normal voice and people could hear you. We got some biscuits being made, but I think that's biting. He's got a little bump. I think he's just got a bump. I don't think it's anything. Yeah, you were gonna bite me again, weren't you? He's like, I love you. Nom 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 nom. Yep. He bites when he wants you to continue. Like, he'll pull your hand back and try to do that. So he's not like biting hard. He just nips. Because I think I'm gonna call it an evening here. I'm gonna finish up, see what I can finish up and get into the kiln. Because I don't think all of this is gonna fit in one kiln. And then get this started and maybe get some sleep. Maybe get to bed before 2 o'clock this morning. So thank you so much for watching. Thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. It's and for anybody new who is watching, thank you so much for stopping by. I will be back tomorrow, probably doing more of the same because I've got one more glaze I can do. I have time for one more glaze, so if unless I get everything done today, and then I may be throwing, but I'll be back here doing something. So Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening, and if I don't see you again, I hope you have a good week. Ooh, I'm sorry, buddy. We're just shocking each other. Oh, that face. That is a happy face. We're gonna pet cats while I find somebody to raid. Oh, and Logitech loved my keyboard. Logitech loved it. I showed them a picture of it, and they're like, "That's wonderful." They didn't tell me to go away and never talk to them again. They loved it.
We're going out west, baby. That's what they all say. We're going out west, baby. When you finally gonna come and play. Here's one for the road to your next town. When we get to LA, we're gonna get down.
See who all's on here. I'm still here. I'm petting you. Sometimes I just need both hands, buddy. We keep shocking each other.
I was born back east, my city never sleeps. Can you get it in a New York minute? I can make it there, I can make it anywhere. If you wanna get to heaven, you gotta find the stairs. There's cities in between. Don't be New Orleans when I wanna get away. You know I'm going to my A. There's Chi-Town, the Mile High Town. But even though I love to visit, you ain't my town. Come my way, I'm located by the bay. I never left my heart there 'cause I always go astray. We'll be making love for days on the coast to LA. I wasn't born in California, but I'ma stay.
Let's see. Yeah, right. Sponsored stream. We're ready.
We're going out west, baby. Cross through the borders that divide us. We're going out west, baby. Can't let them get the best of us. We're going out west, baby. Big dreams die in small towns every day. We're going out west, baby. We'll ride into the sun as it fades away. Here's one for the road to your next town. However heavy your load, come on and get down.
What you doing, buddy?
That's right.
So, I think we're gonna go see Debbie Cat. I've got to do this over here. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We need to have like a goal set to do nothing but like a cat petting stream. All right, let's go. Let's go see what they're working on. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.